My drug might be a serum. Stays that poison by antibodies. There's the whole process. Stop it. Let's save the world. Save the world. Save the world. No, nothing with drugs. It's got to be the serum. Couldn't you reconstitute the vaccine?
Live from the Tony Wallow Studios, it's the Ken Stout Live Show, featuring the Zoom homies, produced by L&K Productions. All right, good evening. Let me check my audio via the Doug Betts method and see if I have audio via the Doug. I do have audio, and I muted Greg because he had some background noise going on, and Chris is still muted. So, welcome in, Greg. Welcome in, Chris.
I'm here.
Getting an
That might have been me. I don't know.
No, it was Greg. His little box is lit up.
It was me.
He's watching some kind of movie or TV show or something. Bobby Warren says, my internet went off during the live stream last night. Spectrum had to lay a temporary line. Yeah, you got the doggone luck with that stuff. I haven't had any issues with AT&T, and we're coming up on a year here. So, Fader Jake says hi. Long Dog says hi. Tony Wallow says hi. Robert says, Ken. Greg says he was in third place tonight. Thought maybe he would get first. Maybe tomorrow. The tech told me the line was okay. Usually they can run a test. I know when they checked mine, they ran a test from wherever I was connected to, and they said, "Oh, the line's fine coming into your modem. It's your router, the gateway." They said it's your router, and I said, "Well, I know that." And they were like, "Well, we're just confirming it." I'm like, "Okay, you know." So, anyway, very old. Yeah, that's the thing is technologies. They're still trying to use a lot of stuff that was laid 15, 15, 20 years ago, maybe even longer. And I just chipped a nail. So I got with Darren, Robert, and Jose today, and we did some Da Vinci work. I was just showing him what I had accomplished last night, and then we kind of tried to tweak it a little bit. I've actually got a picture that, for the most part, sticks on the back of this trucks, and you guys know that's one of my goals for this year. And what I mean by for the most part is that for about about 10 seconds of a 30-second video, it stays on the truck. The other 20 seconds, it's off in La La Land. So I got some work to do. I'm not going to do that tonight. There's not going to be any sharing of my screen with Da Vinci. If you believe that, I'll sell you some land I have in Arizona. Or what's the joke? A bridge I have, the Eiffel Tower or something? I can't remember how that joke goes. Anyway, pretty laid back Monday for me, other than I did work on Da Vinci quite a bit. We are now expecting 9 inches of snow starting Tuesday night through Wednesday. I've been saying all along we're going to pay for this nice weather we've been having.
Is that a good bit? 9 inches?
I would say, yeah, that's a significant.
That's almost a foot. Yeah.
Yeah. That'll pretty well, if you're not prepared for it or haven't driven in snow in a while, that's going to cripple a lot of people. Expecting what? Yes, we're expecting snow and a lot of it. So there's Tim Soul joining us. While I was taking my nap, I had a call from Tim that I didn't hear. A couple reasons. One, I had the ringer turned off, and two, I always leave the phone in the studio. When I came in here, I had a voicemail, and it was from Tim. So we have since talked. Hope all is good. Yes, that's a lot of snow. I was having some fun when we had that last little bit of snow that we've got. I really don't look forward to this one coming up. And I hope they're wrong. Just like the last time they predicted we were going to get a massive amount of snow, and we didn't get squat. But
And
all
it
the
was,
go ahead, Chris.
I bet there'll be some ice in there too, probably.
Oh, I don't know. I haven't looked at the temperatures. My niece is somewhat of an amateur meteorologist, and she follows these guys that are usually pretty accurate on things. And okay, so tomorrow's high is 42, and then Wednesday there's a 90% chance of snow, but I seen one of the models she posted shows it's a 100% chance of snow and
She
32
watched the
degrees.
people. She watched the people that's on YouTube that does weather.
I don't know who she watches. No,
There's a lot. There's a lot of them that do weather, and they do pretty good.
yeah. Well, YouTube has a lot of things.
One of them predicted this storm that's coming to your area.
BH Ringer says 9 inches is just a light dusting there. Yeah, I can imagine.
Yeah.
I wouldn't want to be in his shoes, so to speak. We'll see what happens. I'm going to make sure we have the essentials: coffee, more coffee, and more coffee, just in case something happens. Tim Soul says hello to everyone in chat. Hi, Tim. Can you hear us on the Zoom, Tim?
Yes, I can. Can you hear me?
Yes, we can. We're not going to mess with you. We can hear you.
Hey, Tim, how's it going?
I'm hanging in there. It's been a rough month.
Ah, that sucks.
You should say it's been a rough year. Has more impact.
Oh, wait a minute here. This is a new year. That was last year.
Oh, okay. So has your January gotten any better, or is it still going pretty bad?
It's going. I heard some bad news about quickie wheelchairs. I don't know if I should say that on YouTube or not. One of our major customers is moving to Tennessee, and I just found out they already have a plant in Tennessee.
Oh, wow.
And if they move from here, 85% of our business is going with it.
That's not good.
Yeah, I've seen this happen before back east. The last shop I worked at over there was Cooper West Tools. They moved out of Georgia and moved to Sumter, South Carolina. That killed us. And I won't forget it. I swept the floor for days, hoping work would come in.
Yeah.
I finally had enough of it and moved. Well, I met a girl, but she moved out here, and that's why I'm out here. So
I understand.
I killed two birds with one stone, but it's got me a little worried and on the edge.
Yeah, I went through that one time, and unfortunately, they took my facility and moved it to Mexico. And I was told by the parent company, the corporation said, "Oh, don't worry about it. The new plant they're building's too far in Mexico. It's not going to affect you." And about 3 weeks later, they gave us the news they were shutting us down. So Long Dog says, "Do you have to get to the store?" Yeah. I will stop tomorrow and make sure we've got the essentials: bread, eggs, milk, coffee, sugar-free coffee creamer, probably some ramen noodles or something really easy to cook, if whatever. But yeah, last time that this happened, I showed you guys pictures of the panicking buying. There was no milk on the shelves. There were very little eggs on the shelf. There was very little bread on the shelf. The only thing that was full, which was surprising, was the liquor aisle, and it was stocked full. So, I'll let you know tomorrow. I mean, you know me. See, Alex Cheak has joined us.
Hello, Ken.
Hi, Alex.
Everybody. I've been converting cassettes all day, but I'm finally done.
How many did you do? Must be having soundbar
Now all I
issues.
have to do is put them on CDs.
How many?
I would like to know what kind of software you're using, Alex, because they used to do the same thing.
I'm just using Audacity and literally a normal aux cable straight straight out of the headphone jack of a boom box into the
That's exactly
microphone
what I
jack of
used
my
to
computer.
do.
That's all
Cool.
it is.
I would love to know how to do VCR tapes to DVD. I don't know how to do that, but I know it can be done. Just asking.
Tim,
You just need to get you a
you
you
can
just need to
buy
get you a capture
VCRs on
card.
eBay that comes with that kit to do that.
Well, how many cassette tapes did you do today, Alex?
4 or 5.
Well, you couldn't get the mice to run any faster. It took you all day to do 4 or 5.
It did because the way cassette tapes work is it's about 30 minutes on one side, and you can flip it over, and then you have 30 minutes on the other side, and I have to do that like
Yeah,
6 or 8 times.
it can
I
only
got
convert as fast as the cassette tape can play.
the same is true of a VCR tape, Tim. It can only
Same
do
thing.
it as fast as the VCR can play, and if it can play she brought this particular same lady brought me one VCR tape, and I put it in, and within 5 minutes, the VCR was complaining, and it spit the tape back out, and it said no, because I pulled the tape out, and tried to pull it out, and the film was coming out of the tape, and once that happens, I don't go any further with it.
I can fix a cassette tape that does that, but I had never tried to fix a video cassette.
I have.
I've actually never had any problems. I do audio cassettes. I can do those little Sony Handycam camcorder tapes and VHS tapes, but I've never had
Yeah.
any problems out of the Sony Handycam tapes or normal audio cassettes. I've only had problems out of VHS tapes, and only if they're homemade. I don't seem to have problems out of the ones that are store bought, commercially made.
And that
Oh,
would
yeah, I don't even know if you can buy VCR tapes anymore. But
you
it's,
can.
I would do the same thing with VCR tapes. You just take it completely apart, use a razor blade, some really, really thin Scotch tape, and splice it together, put it back together, and it works.
Tim, you can still buy VCR tapes.
Oh, really? I got a blank one down here I'm looking at, sitting on top of this VCR DVD combo I haven't used in 10 years. That still works. The only thing wrong with it,
That on eBay I was talking about, it might be a little more than what you want to spend, but the VCR supposedly is in very good condition. It's probably been,
oh, I got one. It's high definition.
it's probably been refurbished.
Robert
No,
just sent,
this was not refurbished. I bought it brand new in Statesboro, Georgia back in
Yeah, I'm talking about
2006.
the one on eBay I saw that comes with that.
Oh. Oh, the kit.
Clean them real good and all that.
My mom bought the one I'm using way back when, and it's actually a recorder. It's actually a VCR DVD recorder combo.
That's what I have. But the damn thing won't copy the DVDs, even
But I
though it's
don't
a
use
combo.
but I don't use the recorder function of it. It goes straight out of the VCR, straight into my computer capture card, and then I capture it using OBS on the computer.
Matter of fact, this thing's a Sanyo. I think it was one of the first ones back in 2006 that came out. Four-head Wi-Fi. People trip out. You still got one of those? Yeah, I'm not getting rid of it. There's nothing wrong with it. It works fine. The only thing wrong with it, we moved our daylight savings time back 1 week and up 1 week. So if you plug it in, the time doesn't update right. That's how old it is.
I thought the little 12 o'clock was blinking.
I could care less what time it is. It can let it blink. It just doesn't. If you set the time on it, it'll set it what the original daylight savings time used to be back, 10 years ago. Anyway, that's
Yeah,
another long story.
changed
Let's
all
not talk about that.
So Robert sent me a picture of Tennessee, Indiana, Illinois, Ohio, and he circled Tennessee and he put the words "no snow." That was pretty funny. And we're going
I
to get a lot of snow. Well, predicted.
I froze my butt off here this morning. It was 32.
That's comfortable. I'm still in shorts at 32.
Really?
Isn't that unusual for out there?
Huh?
Isn't that? No, I don't think it is, Chris. I think it's pretty normal actually out there for this time of the year and in the mornings. I know Doug is always mentioning on his Fortnite that it's only in the low 30s.
Oh yeah, it's normal. It's it gets down to well, I've never seen it below freezing. Not yet. But it'll get down to 33 in the morning, like today, got up to 60 after lunch. That's how the winter works.
Yeah. Bobby Warren says the tech had to run tests inside after everything is done outside. He too has a VCR DVR recorder. Yeah, I don't have anything ancient like that. I don't even have a DVD player.
I don't just have one of them ancient like this. I have two other ones.
I had a foot locker. And you know how big a foot locker is. As a kid, all the way up to my 30s, full of cassette tapes. I converted every damn one of those things to CDs. Well, then I ripped the CDs to Windows Media Player and got rid of all those CDs. Now I got a closet full of DVDs. I want to convert them, and that's why I was asking Alex about all this stuff.
That's what I did with my church baptism. Was originally on cassette tape. Somebody recorded it from one of their big VHS camcorder tapes, and they put it on cassette. Well, then my mom got this VCR I'm still using specifically to convert it to a DVD. So then she put it on DVD, and now I've put it on YouTube as a private video. So
yeah, you could drop that stuff off at somebody, but they want too much money. Why do that when you can do it for free for yourself?
If you have the ability to do it and the equipment to
do what I do,
I agree.
I've got the equipment. I just need the software, but you got to have patience.
Yeah,
that you do.
I've been doing it so long that I have learned that no matter how good the computer is, I will not leave the computer unattended. I mean, meaning I will not physically leave the house and go somewhere while one of these tapes is running. I go down the hallway and back again, but I just won't leave the house.
That makes sense. It could eat the tape up while you're gone, and then it ruins everything.
Or the computer could blue screen, which is what used to happen to me a ton when I was using an old Windows Vista, Windows 7 computer.
Bad words. Don't say Vista here.
Mm-hmm. I wonder if in 15, 20 years from now, there's going to be people getting together and talk about, you remember back in the good old days when Windows 11 didn't work right, and somebody goes, bad words. Don't talk about Windows 11.
Well, they're saying that about Windows 8 now. They've been saying that about Windows 8, but Windows 8, that'll be a day to remember, the day it lost support, because it lost support on my birthday this year.
It did?
That was a couple of days ago.
I could probably tolerate Windows 8 better than I could 11 or Vista.
I didn't have anything to do with 8 or 8.1. I went straight from 7 to 10, and I waited until...
It was okay, but it had some issues.
That's what I heard.
7 was good.
8 had the GUI almost like Windows 7.
I will tell you, Windows Vista was so bad that none of my computers in high school, except for one lonely computer in my high school, in the whole school district, had Windows Vista on it. No other computer did. They all went from XP to 7.
My Windows Vista laptop, Dell Inspiron, worked until last year. And I upgraded. I put a new Bluetooth in it. I put a new hard drive in it. I put this in it. It finally, the motherboard just said, bye.
Yeah, I can't imagine what it's like to go to high school and have a computer in high school. We didn't have anything nowhere near computers. So
Our computers in middle school in my typing class was the Apple IIe's.
we barely had electric typewriters in our typing class. I think we had 40 total typewriters, and if we had 5 electric, I would be shocked. They
Oh wow! You had the blue, no, you had the black and red ribbon.
yeah, and everyone had to start out on those, and you had to type X amount of words on those before the teacher would let you move over to the electric, and then you just rotated all the time on that. So,
You already answered my question. I was like, was it electric or mechanical?
we had both. We had mechanical and electric.
Man, those mechanicals, you got to really push down on them keys.
You had to tap them pretty hard. Yes, you did.
That's why I bought this cool mechanical keyboard that changes colors because it feels almost not the same, but close.
It took my mom a long time when I was in elementary school and middle school to talk the school into giving me a computer to type my stuff on, Well, they finally did, and they gave me a Windows 98 piece of crap with Microsoft Word 2000 on it, and I would save my work to floppy disk or whatever.
We didn't even have typewriters in my school. We had pencil and paper.
Yeah.
I heard on news tonight that they're starting back to teach cursive writing.
You got to remember, I went to a small school as well. I don't know if that had any bearing on or not.
That's something that burns me up sometimes.
What's that, Tim?
They're teaching the kids, okay, if you need to sign a check, it's not cursive. Huh?
They don't teach cursive anymore, do they?
No, they don't. And math is taught different. It's complicated. Why would you make it complicated? Oh, don't even get me started in that. But anyway, let's change that subject.
It's because they want you to they want the kids to be able to show their work. They don't want just 2 plus 2 and the answer is 4. They actually want the process. How do you get to 2 plus 2?
Well, how's a kid supposed to understand that stuff if you don't give them the basics? You give them this complicated formula, they don't understand it. And then they're scratching their head all day, huh? I don't get it.
I've always kind of looked at it this way. As long as they get the right answer, who cares how they get to the right answer? As long as the answer's correct.
True, but
who cares if somebody can do it in their head in a matter of seconds, where it takes other kids 2.5 hours to write it down and, go that long, lengthy process.
I am convinced the only reason why I passed college algebra was because my school had given me 24/7 access to online tutoring, live person. I could call them 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, and they taught me through the math problems or whatever. But it wasn't just math. The service they do English and science and everything else.
Are you sure you want to disclose that over YouTube? You might have your degree revoked.
Ooh. I hated algebra.
As a joke, Alex. I'm just kidding.
I called it. It was funny.
Well, Alex has got that look in his face of like, oh no.
No.
I hated algebra.
But yeah.
I failed algebra, matter of fact. And now I do trig all the time at work.
Yeah. it took me
Now it's natural.
4 years to pass it because I had to do all three. I had to do all three remedial classes because I never took it in high school, and it took me a long time to because when I started out, they was using this crappy computer program by this company that is no longer in business. That's how bad the program was.
Alex, you didn't try to fix it for him?
He's having a soundbar moment, Chris.
And
I can hear you, Ken.
Did you hear Chris?
No.
What? Go ahead, Greg. I'm sorry.
Taking algebra doesn't guarantee you a job.
Oh gosh, no.
That was my thinking in middle school.
9 out of 10.
Why are you teaching me crap that I'm never going to use?
Yep.
And the whole thing from elementary all the way through, I'm never going to use this math. Oops, duh. Now I do it every day. Go figure. Even though I aced it, but I didn't ace algebra. Basic math, that was too easy.
Well,
I know math for like networking, figuring out how to subnet IP addresses and all that sort of stuff. But
I know that
that's as far
stuff,
as I want to go.
but I don't do it every day.
I don't want to remember my high school. It's too long ago.
That's like the waste of time in school that they're using to make you learn a foreign language, which 9 out of 10 people
Yeah.
aren't ever going to use.
No. I would say
That's-
10 out of 10 people aren't going to use it. Yeah. That's almost like the dumb thing when I was in school. You had to maintain a C average, I think it was C average, to be able to participate in sports. So
Yeah.
I always thought that was kind of silly as well.
The one thing in my high school, they want you to learn 2 languages. And I don't know how I got away with that. I skipped them.
Maybe you were grandfathered in to not have to learn it.
Well, I had other things on my mind, so let's not talk about that. But
Well,
anyway.
it's called girls. We all understand.
Yeah.
Hi, BH.
Evening.
Evening. No mel, no mas today. See, I learned Spanish in high school. No mas. I mean, no mel.
I got something from Cleveland today that was sent out the same day that I sent something to you, so I thought you might have got yours today too.
No, I got some tax information, and I forget what the other. The other thing was, if you cash this check, you will not owe us any money. Sure.
Oh, thanks for reminding me. I gotta do taxes.
Yeah, we'll get ours done when everything gets mailed in. We got stuff coming from Illinois and one more from here yet. They're going to wait until the 31st to do it. Hi, Wintermute.
Good evening.
Now, Ken, you moved from one state to another this past year, right?
Yes, back in March of last year, we moved from Illinois over here to Indiana.
Okay, I had a nightmare moving from Virginia to North Carolina on property tax.
I'm not
Oh,
sure how that's going to go. I don't anticipate any problems, but we'll see.
well, this was on a vehicle. Oh,
No.
I was pissed. The problem never got resolved. I ended up paying it and just, I just didn't want to deal with it no more.
Yeah, we don't want to talk about
when you pay it in the
vehicles.
state it was registered in.
Excuse me, Wintermute.
Wouldn't you pay it in the state it was registered in? Whichever one that might be. I don't
The
know.
motorcycle was sold in Virginia. I moved to North Carolina, and 5 years later, it haunted to me.
Huh.
And I guess the guy or whoever I sold it to never registered the damn thing.
Transfer the title, man.
Yeah,
He didn't transfer the title. What a nightmare!
yeah, I could imagine.
It took me almost, I don't know, 6-7 years to take care of that. But in the meantime, I already moved to another state. I moved from North Carolina to Georgia. Now you got 3 states to deal with. Oh, I never want to go there again.
Yeah, I'm hoping that things go smooth. I'm not overly concerned about it. I have a slight concern, but I'm not overly concerned. Um, cross that bridge when it comes. Of course, they're not going to mail everything out till the 31st. They don't have to have it in the mail until the 31st. So if we get it 8, 9, 10 days into next month, I'll be happy.
I guess that's when it pays to live in one state your whole life, like me.
There's advantages to it, sure.
Ian, how long did you live in Charleston actually?
We lived in Charleston from August of 2019 until March of 2022.
You lived in Charleston?
Illinois, yeah, not
Illinois.
South Carolina.
Oh, okay, never mind.
Where did you live before?
I was thinking South
Las
Carolina.
Vegas.
What a nightmare.
We lived in Vegas from 2016 to 2019. And before that, we lived in San Diego. And I lived in San Diego from 1998 until 2016.
How did you like San Diego?
I liked San Diego back in the late 90s and early 2000s. But when we left, it had just became too expensive. And the little suburb that we lived in was being overtaken by the gangs. And that didn't sit well with us. So, and we kind of knew we would eventually, sooner or later, one day end up back here in Indiana, or at least that was the tentative plan.
I saw a lot of my neighbors during the pandemic move out of Fresno, and I thought that was odd. I was like, and they moved to San Diego. I was like, why are you moving to San Diego?
Really?
I don't get it. And everybody said, I want more money and the weather's nicer.
I would say the weather would be nicer there. Yes, I see Gary's joined us. Hi, Gary.
But I don't see the money part of it. You know,
he posted a picture of a Bic ballpoint pen, or as most Asians say, ball pen.
Same today as 1955.
Well, except for the price, you can't buy it for those prices.
That's true. It's $1 now. I think it came out at 8 cents or 7 cents.
Yeah. Oh, just wait. Next year, you're not going to be able to afford it. It's going to be like eggs.
I can't believe I worked in a plastic plant somewhere outside of Greensboro, making those blank ballpoint pens and Black and Decker stuff and the Sharpies. I worked there for a week and quit. I hated that job. What do you call that? Plastic injection molding. They pop out hundreds of them at a time.
So what did you stand at a machine and make sure the machine ran right, or what did you do?
What did I do? So you got thousands of these things coming out of this machine, and what I did, of course, I was in my 20s and dumb as hell. You sort through all of them, and if you saw one bad, you threw it in the trash. Oh, what was the other thing we made? Oh, those nails, those little plastic round things that you use on nails on roofs. Oh, that sucked.
Roofing nails?
Roofing, the plastic thing that goes underneath them.
Washer.
Yeah, the little plastic washers.
I didn't know there was such an animal.
Oh man, that was. If you screw up, that's the line they put you on. Oh, you gotta sort these out now. I'm like, and you got 5,000. I'm exaggerating, probably. You got 5,000, these things coming down the line at you. Nope, I quit. I quit after 2 weeks. I hated it.
So you're kind of like doing the Laverne and Shirley thing, except you weren't doing it with alcohol. You were doing it with plastic things and ballpoint pen cases.
Yeah, and the Sharpies too. We made the Sharpies.
When you went into work, did you go Shamil?
When I went into work, I was like, damn, when can I leave? What time can I clock out?
I got a day.
That one day hit me after the second week. I walked out on lunch and never came back. I'm done. Oh, it's
Well, like you said, you were
they're-
in your 20s, so
yeah.
you probably didn't have a little bambino at home to take care of.
Well, there was somebody there, but just the smell from the chemicals.
I can imagine.
Oh, it was awful.
I can imagine.
I wouldn't. I can't believe people do this. That's what I said. That's what I said 30 years ago. I can't believe people do this.
We have a dog food plant in my town, and it smells sometimes.
Oh yeah, if the wind goes the right direction, it smells bad. Cat food's even worse.
Okay, so I gotta mute the mic and I've got to discuss this email that I just got with Mrs. K. So I will see. Hang on here. Okay, you guys can still hear me on Zoom because I haven't killed the mic yet. I'm just going to kill the Yeti.
Why is this one screen so blurry?
Gotta clean it.
I got a bad update or something on my graphics card. That's on a different computer. Zoom looks fine. Don't get me wrong.
Well, Tim, I don't know if you've been on since I got my upgrade, but I'm now officially on fiber optic.
I heard that. I was watching. Actually, yeah, I chimed in on Doug's channel Saturday.
I just ordered a brand new router also just a couple of days ago.
You look a little clearer. Matter of fact, what router did you order?
Don't have an audio problems.
Yes. I don't know how to I do not know how to fix that for the life of me.
I'll tell you how to fix it. It's easy. Unplug it, throw it in the trash can, and order a new one.
Tim asked what router you got.
It's a
That's what.
TP-Link. It's a TP-Link Archer AX 6000.
Oh, and you're running. Are you running a Ethernet cable directly to that, to your room or whatever?
Yes.
Yep.
Awesome.
Actually the internet comes into my room. So the WAN cable for the internet, the incoming connection goes straight from they call it a media converter, which converts the fiber optic to Ethernet. It goes straight from that box on the wall into my router, and then the cable running through the wall to the other room goes to my mom's computer.
So she has a hardwire to her computer. Did I hear that right?
Yeah.
Yes. We basically reversed the way it used to be. It used to be the internet was coming in the other room. Well, now it's coming in my room, and we're running that cable is connecting her computer.
Nice. So you got rid of a lot of Wi-Fi stuff, I'm assuming.
Oh, what do you mean?
I got phones and iPad.
I still got phones and I still got all the same
Well,
Wi-Fi
yeah,
stuff I had. But
yeah. You can't get rid of that stuff, but her computer's hardwired and you're hardwired. That's awesome.
yes, I am, because I have to be if I want to get eventually one day, if I get a work from home job, I have to be hardwired.
So I guess when I go away, you think that's a golden opportunity to sneak in a conversation that we're not going to have?
Them
Yeah.
asked.
I didn't do it.
Well, I know you didn't.
Yeah, did.
I started it.
Who said we're listening to it, Ken?
Oh, I was listening to it. Unfortunately, I was explaining the email that I got. I'm just trying to decide, am I kicking him out for the night, or am I just going to put him in the waiting room for about 30 minutes?
I'm going to call and get his internet canceled. His internet canceled. And he can talk about it on his phone. About it.
Good Lord. Can you imagine if? I mean, oh my goodness. Anyway, I forgot where we were at before that little email came in. It'll come back to me.
Something about talking about, having to do stuff at school that you're never going to use, like algebra.
Well, it's way, way back.
Yeah, we don't even want to go down that road.
You guys
I
take
did
calculus?
reach out. Go ahead, Wintermute. I'm sorry.
Did you guys take calculus?
Yes.
Now, how did I get out of that damn class?
I don't want to do that.
I think I skipped it so I could go out back and do something else.
What was her name?
Well, this is the problem. We caught the football field on fire.
That was a lot of friction.
Yeah,
What were you
well,
smoking?
somebody dropped something, and we weren't supposed to be doing something back there, and it was in the artillery shed. Oops.
Damn, what in the world? I bet.
Those were the good old days. We come back from lunch, and there's 5 fire trucks down on the football field at the artillery shed. Oops.
I hope it wasn't the football season.
No, it wasn't, but we got in a lot of trouble for that. I think we spent ISS for the whole rest of the year of the school season once they found out who did it. And we weren't smoking. Never mind.
I shot an email off today to Black Magic Design for the
Black
issue.
Magic. That sounds familiar. Who's
DaVinci
that?
Resolve.
DaVinci Resolve.
Oh,
yeah. I have not heard anything back from them. I did figure out a workaround thanks to Wintermute and everyone last night, which works just fine, by the way. But I shouldn't have to do that each and every time. And I cannot figure out how to save it once I make the changes to it. So I would like to revert back to 18.1.1 and see if it works there. And if it does, then I'll just be forever and a day before I update DaVinci again. Because
I watch a lot of your DaVinci Resolve stuff.
Well, thank you.
When I'm at work, when I'm not supposed to, but
again, are you sure you want to disclose that over YouTube?
I will say that over YouTube. I even watch Doug's shows, daily, whatever they call it, whatever he's calling it. Some of the stuff I do watch, if I'm not super busy. I don't watch it, but I'll listen to it in my headphones. And there's a lot of cool information you got out there, kid.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. There's this one guy that does DaVinci.
One of these days, I'm going to have to use it.
I enjoy it, but like I've said before, and I'll say it many times again, is I've just barely begun to scratch the surface on that. But we can't really have a DaVinci conversation because Greg will have a migraine, and we don't want that.
Maybe
so.
I kind of.
You're breaking up.
Say something.
Your microphone is breaking up. Now, Chris's microphone is working real good. We just had the order from Mexico come in.
Yeah. Don't worry, Ken. A bill for our services is in the mail.
501 West Church Street. Remember that. Try it again, Alex, and we'll see if you don't break up.
I haven't been watching Doug a whole lot lately because whenever I try to join, I notice someone is on there, and I don't want to.
Oh, we know what you're talking about.
I turn it off.
I know what you're talking about. Doug's a friendly man. He's open to everybody.
Well, I did figure out, as I said earlier, real briefly, that I can put a picture on the truck and it stays with it for a while, but then it goes out into left field. And that's all I'm going to say about that because I don't want Greg to be mad. Plus, I can't afford many more bills from him. Jaden Stowe, that name looks familiar for some reason. Hey, Jaden, why are you looking? He said hello in chat.
I see that too. That name does look familiar.
I'm trying to put 2 and 2 together right now.
Bobby
Of
Warren's
course, I have
girlfriend?
calculus, so I'll be able to do this in no time flat. Do what, BH?
Is that Bobby Warren's girlfriend?
No, it's a guy, so I don't think so.
Is it his boyfriend?
I don't know. I don't know if Bobby's still with us or not. Why am I DaVinci Resolve? Maybe I'm not. I got to sit here and think about this a minute. It'll take me a minute. I did figure out what Jim was talking about last night when he mentioned 52. He thought he'd get one over on me and think I forgot it was about his views, which I basically did, and then it kind of kicked in. So it's possible, I guess, to revert it back, but there's just so much involved on doing it. I'm not going to mention anyone's name, but I reached out to someone today for a little bit of help, but apparently they were too busy.
I was waiting for you to call me, but you never did. I responded to your message.
I know.
I'm putting that on you.
Nice try. Let me show you.
Wow.
Let me take care of that. You go put it on me. I feel honored. Thank you.
It's about damn time.
He knows I'm messing with him. Everything's going good, Jaden. How are you? Tony says, "I." Yeah. Darn! Look at the time. Got it in the stream. I wouldn't do that to him. I'll let him back in. Good. Eventually, it'll kick into how your name looks familiar to me, and everything will be right in the world. So.
Zoom changed the waiting room. You can now see your camera in the upper left-hand corner of the screen when you're in the waiting room.
There's been a few changes to Zoom actually.
Oh wow!
I think I read somewhere where if 2 people are in the waiting room at the same time, you guys can communicate back and forth. I believe I read that. Now
I could tell Alex has got some better internet. You're a lot clearer looking.
Well, yeah, and the flag's actually waving in the background, whereas before it was just like there. So he's got faster speed now.
So what's the speed test, Alex?
Oh God, Tim, did you really have to ask that?
This quick, about 750 down, 750 up over Ethernet, and on Wi-Fi anywhere in the house now I can get anywhere between 400 and 500.
I'm jealous.
Under the carport, I can in the van under the carport I can pull about 100.
I'm jealous. And you're paying the same price. Nice.
No, Long Dog. To answer your question, no. I'll get with you later on that. Now everyone's going to be, why is he talking to Long Dog? I don't see anything in chat. He just sent me an email, so I have to keep my email open because we're expecting a reply back on the one Lorna just got. It's kind of important, so I've got to keep that open. I've got it on another monitor.
Really, the flag wasn't my video backgrounds were not working on y'all's end before I got upgraded to.
It was working just fine. I was just teasing. We're going to have to go back to Joking 101 class again, I see. You're starting to remind me of the Progressive commercials.
Well, I could tell the video's a lot clearer.
Oh, it's clearly faster, no doubt. I'm waiting for Rick to join us. What is it? 9:45 here. Oh, he might not be with us tonight on the live stream because he's an hour behind us. It's only
Might have
8:45.
some bad weather too.
I think Rick's problem with his internet is a lot of the wiring, because he said a while back that they had old wiring.
Yeah,
He's
he
pretty
lives in
much
an old
locked
building.
into. He's
Well,
pretty much locked into
it need an old apartment complex or something. I don't know.
Yeah.
Yeah. And because he don't own the building or any of the wiring or anything, he's pretty much locked into whatever they can provide, which he says 100 up, 100 down.
With mine, I don't have any problem. I'm getting 500 down, but my up is 30.
Because you have cable.
That's what it's supposed to be.
I got the exact same thing Doug has, but I'm on the opposite end of town, and I'm paying the same price he is. What pisses me off, if I go out and do a photo shoot and I take 400, 600, I don't care if it's 200, and I upload all these photos after I edit them and all that. I spent a half a day doing that. I do all this work and then I upload it. Now I'm spending another half a day, and I got to create a link and email that to somebody. Like, what the heck? And it really sucks when I'm on a deadline the same exact day. My problem is there's multiple people around me. They don't want to fix it. Now, if I had fiber optics, and I did that, Alex,
I thought you were.
I switched to AT&T fiber optics, and it was worse. So I went back to Comcast.
It was worse?
It was worse.
Wow.
I had fiber optics, and it was worse. And the other problem is, and I noticed it, and I pointed out to them, can you get the landscapers to spray this stuff? Well, they got these little things called ants. They love electronics and heat coming off electronics. So they build a nest up inside that.
There's no heat on fiber.
Well, this one, I guess they liked it. As soon as I turned that crap off, the ants disappeared. I went back to Comcast. And it's better than what the fiber optic was, believe it or not.
Yeah, ants don't like copper. So, Mr. Trigg, you got two telephone poles 5 centimeters high. How far apart are they if you have an 8-centimeter string across them and a centimeter, the string is dipping down and it's just 1 centimeter from the ground? How far apart are they?
I don't know. This country, we use inches and foot.
Okay, you can do that. Same answer. Put it in whatever you want. If you can't do that in 3 seconds, you don't know trick.
I can't speak English phrases sometimes, but I damn sure know the English language.
Huh?
You'll get it.
Yeah,
I'm looking at something on chat. I'm going, huh?
Yeah, I'm trying to keep an email going and a chat going, and I noticed my monitoring was only at 480 for some reason, which is really strange. When it looks a whole lot better when I bump it up to 1080.
Did you fix that glitching on the monitors, Ken?
Yeah, sort of, kind of. I have it every now. I don't have it consistency like I used to. I pulled the computer out and pulled all the monitors out and checked the connections, and there was one or two that was loose. So once I tightened them down, that seems to have helped. So we'll see. I know this one monitor, which is a TV, is probably going out. It's going on 7 years old now.
Oh, wow.
There's the man of the hour.
There he is. Hey, Rick.
Hey, Rick.
Hello.
You're early. You're early.
Well, yeah, I noticed that you were streaming for the last hour. So, oh shit.
Yeah, Mrs. K was off today, so I always
Oh.
when she's off, I like to start at 9. If I can
I
remember.
just looked at the clock. It's 6:40. No, it's 6:52 here. Wow.
Yeah, I'm getting ready to end the stream because I like to keep it right at an hour, and we're rapidly approaching that. And we'll do the after stream Zoom, and then go from there.
I don't go and do my stuff until June 1st. You know what I'm talking about.
Huh?
Ian knows what I'm talking about. Something that men have to do at a certain age.
Oh.
Find someone that's 20 years younger than you are, so your wife won't bother you. Oh wait, no, that's the wrong thing. Let me go ahead and end the stream.
Oh, let's not go there. I had to turn this girl down today. This girl's like
I will end the
30
stream
years.
rather abruptly. So good night, everybody. We're talking about girls we got to turn down. See.